Hey, business building warrior, got a treat for you today. Got a guest who's coming on the show. This is the best part of my job. There's a lot of things that go into running an e-commerce company, selling products, serving this community, the courses, the content, the free stuff. But man, my favorite part is when I see a podcast episode on my schedule and it's someone whose life has been changed. They're on fire. Their business is succeeding. They're excited. They're encouraging. They're sharing the results and they want others to enjoy the benefit of what they're experiencing. And it just pours out of them. And that's what you're about to experience. Marvellyn is one of those people that if you're having a bad day, it's about to get a little bit better. She just can't stop smiling. She's an encourager at heart, and her business is doing great. Now, she works full time, as does her husband. They got a couple kids. You're going to learn this as she shares her story today a little bit. So she's had to squeeze her Amazon selling business into the cracks of her life, 10, 15 hours a week over the past year or so, as she's had time. But it's profitable. It's growing. She's excited. She's using the tools and resources you hear us talking about around here. And the trajectory for the future is bigger, brighter, better. She's built a great system. She's getting to the point now where she's able to automate much of it. She's using a prep center, for example, so she doesn't have to handle all the inventory herself anymore. She's got a virtual assistant that she's trained to do some of the sourcing for her. So she's able to step back from her business as it's continuing to grow. What a tremendous story. She talks about the benefit that it's having in her home with her kids today. She's a huge fan of 3P Mercury. She's using it. She talks about how that has changed her business as well. She talks about how she sources her product, where she sources it from, all kinds of great details. She's a huge fan of some tools and resources that are available inside the Proven Amazon course. She talks about some of those specifically. So as you hear her mentioning courses or different tools she's using, just know that this is all stuff that we cover in the Proven Amazon course training. ProvenAmazonCourse.com has all of it. So if you find yourself thinking, man, okay, I want to do this. I hear what she's saying. I want to go on this journey. I want to build a business like hers, the flexibility, do it in the spare time that I have in the evenings, maybe give up a little Netflix and start to earn some income online, be a part of this community where we've got, if you weren't aware, hundreds of stories like the one you're about to hear right on this podcast. Real people sharing real stories about building real businesses. If you want to be the next one, Proven Amazon course is where Marvellyn started and built, and that's where you're going to start and build. You'll always be learning something new. There's always a little bit more to learn. But the nice thing, as you hear Marvellyn share today, is at no point are you taking a big risk. At no point are you spending a whole bunch of money you just can't afford to risk. That's not necessary. You're wading in nice and slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, in Marvellyn's case, this is the last thing I'll share with you before I bring her on. She shares today that she jumped into another community that charged a whole bunch of money, provided very little value, and she didn't go anywhere. But because the Facebook algorithms noticed that she was thinking and talking about selling online, she saw one of our posts, jumped into our community, and she talks about the contrast and the difference. Pay attention to that. Take it from her and the hundreds of others that you heard on our podcast. There's something special about this community. It's an abundance-minded community. We want you to succeed. You're going to find loads of people coming around you, encouraging you, talking about their journey, and helping you go down the same path as you get into this community. And there's something special there. Marvellyn really hits the nail on the head better than I could. You'll hear it in her own words here in just a moment. So get ready to be encouraged and inspired. If you're new or considering taking an Amazon selling journey, this is a great episode to spend some time with. Enjoy this conversation with Marvellyn. Let's get her on the line now. So Marvellyn, welcome to the podcast. Good to see you.
Eugene, good to see you.
I'm so appreciative of you doing this, and I can't wait to dive into your story. If you're ready, let's go.
Sure, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I feel honored to be in your podcast here. So yeah, I discovered e-commerce when my CPA kept telling me to get a side business, a side hustle, because my margins, my tax bracket was high after graduating from school, I got a job and my tax bracket was in the 24%. So my CPA, every time I filed taxes, he told me to get a side business to help bring down my bracket. So to lower my bracket. So as a result, I started looking for something else to do. And then I found one day on my page, I started looking at Amazon, and then I found a community that I worked with the community for some time, then but didn't really feel like it was the right community for me. Then eventually, Facebook, as the algorithm does things when you keep checking about a particular business, it brings it to your face, right? Your front page. So Facebook brought the Silent Gym community page in front of my page, and it's like, you can get this course for $7. So that was the advert that actually attracted my attention. I was like, oh wow, $7, I can get this whole course and learn how to sell on Amazon. So I dived in, and that was about 3 months after I started selling on Amazon with the other community that I was still struggling, trying to figure myself out. So immediately I dived in, like I signed up, I joined the Facebook community, I started listening. I was hoping to be done by 1 month. And before the 1 month was over, I got another email from you, Jim. You said, oh, you can have this course, the whole course, not just the $7 for another month. I was like, oh my God, this is good. So I just grabbed it and I took that other month again. I was just learning, and the community, I've been with the community as well. It was so different, and everybody was answering each other's questions. It was helpful. So I've just been with the community since August of last year, and I'm really happy that I found this community.
Oh, that's great. So you've been with us since August 2024?
Yes, sir, August 2024,
okay,
more than a year now.
Yeah, a year and a couple months that you've been with us. Oh, that's tremendous. All right, yeah, and I love when people make the observation about how friendly and supportive the Facebook group is. It's one thing to try to make that happen as a leader in our community. It's another thing to see people experience it and then say, yeah, there's something different here. And I attribute it to the abundance mindset we have. And we have a very different definition of success, meaning we don't see it as a limited resource. We see it as something anybody can have as much of as they want. So you're not among competitors, Marvellyn, right? I think that's what you feel, is like, these people aren't my competition. This is my tribe. This is my crew. This is my people, right?
Yeah.
You form relationships there, and they go beyond business in many cases. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. As soon as I joined the Facebook, I mean, everybody was just so supportive, and being in this kind of setting, and then it's a Christian setting, it's a Christian community where I just felt at home. Being a Christian, I didn't experience that before, where business-minded people are talking about being Christ-centered, praising God for the success of their businesses. It just felt like this is where I belong. This is my people. This is my tribe,
Yeah.
So
I feel the same way. My closest friends in the world are other e-commerce business building warriors in that community. Yes, I completely agree. And everyone's welcome. Just to be clear, Marvellyn, I want to make, anytime we point out so many Christians here, well, anyone's welcome. You just got to be willing to hang out with us crazy Christians who are always giving so much gratitude to God for how blessed we are. So as long as you can hang with us when we're happy and grateful, hey, you'll be just fine.
That's fine. So yes, yeah, absolutely, yes.
But so you've been in the community for 14 months approximately. What's happened? Let's get into it. What have you experienced? Maybe take us through the timeline.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So since I joined the community, before I joined, those 3 months, I did not know anything about Keeper. The other community did not mention about Keeper. They would just give us some leads, and we have to pay some money to get those leads. Oh. So I did not know about Keeper at all. So when I saw your post and I joined the Proven Amazon course, I started learning about Keeper. I watched Jimmy's course. I was like, oh, what is Keeper? So then that was when also Brian brought out the 360. I bought that course so that I can really fully understand what Keeper 360 is all about. So I did that. And that was also around that time that they had a virtual conference. Around September, the virtual conference took place. I attended because I was really trying to learn everything that I didn't know. And I know that this community has all these resources. Everybody there was willing to share. So I joined that. And then Jimmy Smith's course, the Evergreen Source,
Evergreen. Mm-hmm.
that was when he introduced it as well. I signed up. So I've learned, in the course of that time, I've learned a lot about Keeper, and I'm still learning, but I feel like I've learned a lot and my business has grown in this 1 year just because of what I've learned. The questions I'm asking and people are willing to answer, I just feel supported.
That's fantastic. So I love to hear that. So talk me through those early days in our community. You're studying the Proven Amazon course. You're learning about Keepa, as you mentioned. And just as a reminder to the listeners, I'm going to put a link to everything that Marvellyn is mentioning today, so you don't have to jot down notes. I'll give you links to all the resources she's mentioning in the show notes. But talk me through those early days. What was the reality of doing this business? How did you fit it into your life? It sounds like you've got a career, correct? So this
Yes,
is
I
something you're
do.
doing on the side. How much time were you spending? What were you doing with your time for this business?
Yeah, it was really the first year is I would say the toughest year because you have to learn a lot. You have to learn everything that you can learn, and then you get that proof of concept, and then you understand that and it works. Right now, I do have some VAs that help me, but in the beginning, I have 2 kids. I am a pharmacist, so I would work full time. I still work full time. I would come home, take care of the kids. By the time they go to bed, that's when I was trying to get like 2 hours in to be able to work on my business. I had to do the sourcing, everything by myself,
Wow.
prep, and send to FBA. It was really tough. But the support that I got, I did not know so many things about the Seller Central. I did not know because I had already invested a lot in the previous community. I didn't have that much resources
Mm,
to invest again in the Silent Gym community. I was just trying to learn. I had a little bit of time, but I was just trying to maximize my time as much
yeah.
as possible.
Wow.
So
So you said 2 kids. Are you a single mom then? If that's not too
no, I
intrusive.
have my husband
Okay.
and 2 kids.
Got
Yes.
you. But does he have a career as well?
My husband does have a career as well. He's a full-time worker as well. We
Got you.
both work full-time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got some support there. Well, because the biggest heroes to me, Marvellyn, are in our community are the single moms who are somehow figuring this out. But even a spouse who has a job, you both have full-time careers, 2 kids. There's not a lot of spare time that you can throw into your life. So it's admirable anytime I hear about families with kids and careers squeezing this in. I love to hear the reality of how you do it. It sounds like it's after the kids are in bed kind of thing, right? How many hours a week would you say you're putting into this? But back at the beginning, how many hours per week were you putting in?
Yeah, back in the beginning, I was putting in about 15 hours. So two
Okay.
hours for the Monday through Friday. And
Mhm.
the weekend, I'll have a little bit of maybe 2, 3 hours there.
Mhm.
I still had to do other house chores. So that
Very
helped.
good.
That was about 15 hours a week.
That's about what we hear typically, 10 to 15 hours a week, especially when you're new. That's kind of a minimum that would help you get the momentum you need over time. And people take off at different paces. It takes longer for some because of schedule and other things that can happen in life. But yeah, I just like painting a reality of what it looks like to get this business started. So congratulations, you did it. You've got the momentum now. It sounds like you understand the business far better now. So what are some of the lessons you learned along the way from the beginning till now? What are some of the things that maybe mistakes you made or moments where you had an epiphany like, wow, this is great. Talk me through some of those significant moments, if any come to mind. I didn't prepare you ahead of time, so hopefully
That's
that's not a hard
okay.
question, but I just like
No,
hearing the
not a hard
journey.
question at all.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, I love to share my story. I just want to encourage anybody out there that if I can do it, it's doable. Like you said, it's a low, high, low risk. We are taking low risk. We are not spending a lot of money, and then we're getting high profit, right?
Mhm.
High benefit.
Yes, low risk, high profit, low learning curve. Take your
low learning
time.
curve.
Yeah.
We're not
So, thank
taking
you.
high
Yeah.
risk.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why we're so excited about this model. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
So, yeah, absolutely. I've learned a lot, and I'll encourage anybody who is trying to do this business, especially as a full-time mom, a working full-time mom. You can do it. We just need to be committed. We cannot take a holiday or a long holiday. It was like every little spare time I had, I was working on the business. Even when I was cooking, I was listening to Jimmy Smith during the Evergreen courses. I was listening to the Proven Amazon courses. Even up till now, I still learn. It's a learning process. And as long as you don't give up, just keep taking baby steps. You'll make it. After 1 year, 2 years, you look back and be like, oh, wow. You have some time on your hands. You'll be able to give out the work, the job to other VAs. Like right now, I've been able to outsource and I don't feel too overwhelmed like it was in the beginning. Just don't give up. Just don't give up. Those early stages can be a little challenging, but just keep pushing and you'll definitely come out successful.
That's beautiful. We need to have you on staff as a motivational encourager. You said it so well. Yes.
Thank you.
Baby steps, right? One of the themes around here, which you've heard many times, is slow and steady wins the race. The little incremental, the little skills you learn, the little tests you take. At no point was there a big risky jump off point, right? At no point did you spend a whole bunch of money and hope it works out later. You're wading in at your own pace, learning as you go. And you said it's an education journey, I think is what you said. It really is. You never stop learning. I'm learning new things literally daily. It's not like you learn all you need to know and then you just go do it. No, the game is constantly changing, expanding, growing, new opportunities are emerging. But that's e-commerce. So well done. Well done. I love your attitude. And I can tell a big part of your success, I'm sure, undoubtedly has been your attitude, your mindset.
I don't know.
Right?
Yes.
Do you work on that intentionally?
No, it just comes naturally.
It's just who
I've
you are.
never had to work on my attitude.
Yeah.
It's just a natural thing. But yeah, it's just natural. And one thing I just wanted to say is I never used to consider myself being business oriented. When I was growing up or all through my life, before I got to my adulthood, I always knew to just study, get a good career, get a good job, good pay, work till you're 65, get your pensions, and that's it. That's just how I knew what to do. That's just what I knew to do. Like, just do that. So I did that, kept going to school, studying hard. I never considered myself being business, but this Amazon business has really brought out something in me that I feel I just love it. I just love doing Amazon business. My husband, he's always been business oriented. I feel it's like I've never seen you love a business like this before. So,
And I think what it is there's that sense of, at least for me, see if this resonates, Marvellyn, with you. For me, because I was on the same path, I had a good job. I was working for Microsoft, right? And selling probably the easiest technology there's ever been that you could sell because everybody was using it. So it was a good gig. It was a good job. But awesome, I was building someone else's dream. I was getting a paycheck with someone else's name on it. And I felt like I was in a bit of a box. Like I knew what my limit was. Even if I was outstanding, I had a limit to what I could do there.
Yes.
And I would never have something of my own, let alone be able to travel and the flexibility of being,
taking time off.
Yeah, exactly. So when I started exploring in that arena, it's a completely different mindset. I'm not living for the weekends anymore. I've built a life where I don't need weekends, right? I kind of had that as the goal. So it's that flexibility, that freedom that ignited something inside of me. And I became, passionate about earning money through flexible means, providing a great valued service to my customers, using the internet creatively, all of that. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Hey, pardon the interruption for just a moment, but I've got to thank our sponsor, Seller Board. How do you know if you're making money online as a reseller? Seller Central will show you your revenue, but it doesn't capture all the details, the refunds, the shifting fees, changing supplier prices, overhead. Well, that's why a lot of smart sellers are using Seller Board. silentjim.com/numbers is where you can go to check them out. It's the profit analytics software that's built to keep your numbers straight. Seller Board reconciles every sale and expense in real time. And with FIFO accounting, first in, first out, that means your profit reports stay accurate even when your cost of goods change from batch to batch. It now works with Walmart as well, so you can see your margins across both platforms all in one place. Here's the game changer as well for resellers. Seller Board's new reseller workflow scans products in the store with the mobile app instantly. You can check out your profit potential, add items to your buy list, build offers, print labels, manage inbound FBA shipments, all while Seller Board keeps the profit tracking accurate at every step. For just $15 a month and 2 months free trial, go to Seller Board's website here, silentjim.com/numbers. It's the only way to get the 2 months free, silentjim.com/numbers. There'll be a link in the show notes as well. Understand your numbers today with Seller Board, the accurate profit analytics software. Let's get back to today's episode. Through flexible means, providing a great valued service to my customers, using the internet creatively, all of that, it just kind of came out of nowhere. Talk me through, is that kind of what it felt like with you to start doing this? What did it ignite inside of you to see this money coming in from your e-commerce business?
Yeah. So the way I look at the money coming in is more like, the way I look at the business thing is more for my children to learn what business is all about. That's my main goal. And also like what the CPA told me to do, but it has really gone behind me right now. I don't even look at that anymore. The love for the business I don't even remember that anymore. It's not the reason why I'm doing this business anymore. So it's more like my children learning how to put things in poly bag, bring them together, hold a box. I just find meaning in that as well. And also giving them that option that there is something else, this business, you can do a business, you can own a business, you can do something else too. You are, yeah. And also just like an investment right now, the money coming in, I just send it back into the business since I'm still in my new early stage. I just put back everything into the business. But my main goal and main intention of this business is just my children learning the whole thing, eventually working in it and just growing and see that they have that option, that they don't have to always work for some other person, but also they can have their own business.
Yes. It's such a great leadership journey to have a business. It's a self-improvement, self-discovery. Like, I didn't know I was capable of this, and finding out new things about yourself, finding where your limits are. It really stretches you as a person. And I love that you mentioned your kids, because I think it's one of the healthiest things parents can do for their kids is to encourage them into entrepreneurship of some kind, where they can start to see the world not through the lens of, I hope someone will give me a job someday, and start to see the world instead of, I want to have a business and create jobs. I want to create wealth for others.
Yes.
I want to serve, my mentor, Rabbi Lapin, talks about, we're all entrepreneurs. If you have a job or if you have a business, you're an entrepreneur. It's just a matter of how many customers you have. I love that perspective. If I've got a job, I've got one customer. It's the person who signs my paycheck. That's my customer. That's who I work for.
Yes.
All those customers who come to the pharmacy, those aren't your customers, Marvellyn. Those are the customers of the business you work for, right? But when you have your own business, you can have unlimited customers. You can serve as many people as you want, not just one. And so you approach it with that same entrepreneurial spirit either way, but to have your own business is a leadership and a growth journey that it ignites so many positive things. I've seen people get healthier, get more physically fit, their relationships improve, because you have to be a better person than you were yesterday to continue to build a successful business. Have you experienced some of that self-challenge of building your business?
Absolutely, I have. I have to be more disciplined. Like I said, I cannot take a long holiday, a long break out of this business. I need to be disciplined. I need to know that, oh, once the kids go to bed, that they had their bath, they're back in bed, I have to do work on the business. I cannot just watch Netflix. Before I started this business, I used to binge watch Netflix. But after this, I started doing this business. Like, I do not even remember the show I was watching before. Like, I've not even gone to Netflix at all.
Yes, that's great. And you're so much better for it. You're meeting people, building relationships, serving others who are buying the products. It's just such a healthier way to spend your spare time than to,
Yes.
you know, put your face in a screen. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. I mean,
Outstanding.
this
Well,
business has really helped.
yeah, I love to hear it. There's so many benefits. It's not about just the extra money is the point I wanted to make there because I could hear that resonating off of what you're sharing. Okay, so let's talk real numbers. How's your business doing? Talk me through that however you'd like. Like talk me through some of the high level. What are you doing? How many ASINs do you have, for example? How are you finding more products? What tools you're using? Just talk me through the whole thing.
Yes. So my business has been growing slowly but surely. It's growing steadily. Right now, I'm at the 12,000 per month sales, 12 to 15,000 per month sales coming in monthly, per month sales coming in. So the tools I'm using, 3P Mercury for sure. I will definitely encourage everybody because that tool has really helped me. Before I started using 3P Mercury, I would just buy things. I did not have anywhere to, I did not have any way that I was chatting them, putting them down. I bought this 10 came in, I bought this 20 came in, this is left. I did not have that at all. But now I have a system. I buy things. I know that I create a purchase order. My prep center also uses 3P Mercury. That's Elcon and Prep. They use 3P Mercury as well. And they were the ones that actually encouraged me to start using 3P Mercury because I had it before and didn't use it for some time. So since I started using it with them and making sure that I put my purchase order, even the things that come to my house, I'm so much impressed by what Kang has done on this program. It's really amazing. It's really the system because it just takes you from saving your lead, buying it, sending it to the prep center, they receive it, they process it, it goes out. And I'm definitely looking forward to when we're going to have the shipping plan as well, because then it's going to be complete.
Yeah, it's
We don't
coming.
have to go to Inventory Lab and the other softwares. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's outstanding. So you described your process. How are you finding the products that you sell? What tools are you using? What strategies are you using to find new ASINs or products to load into 3P Mercury?
Yeah, so I have a VA and I've trained them. We used Jimmy's Evergreen Sourcing
Right.
course that I actually attended the first session in October
Okay.
last year. It's an amazing course. Jimmy is really very good and for putting those SOPs. We know how to source in using Keeper. Like I said, I knew nothing about Keeper, but after taking his course, by the end of October, I felt confident in my sourcing using Keeper. So I used that a lot. I also use Brian and Robin's course in the Proven Amazon course. They're the advanced Keeper sourcing. So that they also give you step by step, like really simple steps. If you want to look for products that you are the only FBA seller, do this, do that, do that. Like it's just so simple. You just put those SOPs down to get the result. I use Nepeto, run it through Nepeto. It pulls out the stores for me, and then I go check it there and see which products I can sell. So it's made the process really easy. I don't have to struggle a lot to look for products. And then I save them also in 3P Mercury, which is amazing. I can go there every day and check for products that the offer count is lower than it used to be. I can check for products that the price now is higher and give me more profit. So the system is just great. it's just a great system that you all have built, and I'm really privileged, and I'm glad that I found a community and I'm part of it.
That's amazing, Marvellyn. I'm envisioning as you're talking, there's been probably 5 or 6 clips of encouragement that we're going to be pulling from this episode just to share with other people because
Oh,
it's an
wow.
infectious energy that you have. It's
Thank you,
one thing for
sir.
people to hear me say over and over again, here's how it works, here's what it does, here's why you should check this out. But to hear someone actually say, I was never really an entrepreneur and now I'm excited about my business and here's what I'm doing and here's the results I'm getting. It just never gets old. This is my favorite part of my job is spending time with people who are doing it and hearing their honest reflection on how the journey's going. And you're encouraging a lot of people by doing this. I'm grateful that you're doing this today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jim. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's the right time to, but yeah, I really appreciate all that you're doing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I was at the conference, all the resources, everything you put in place just for us to get all these things. You gave sponsorships. I mean, I don't know. It's just amazing. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. Yeah.
It's ministry. That's it,
Yes.
at its heart. Now, I think you know what that means when I say that. This is how we serve. We've seen families draw closer together, and you mentioned that dynamic that you're experiencing with your own kids, getting involved in the business and understanding the options that they have. But they're also spending more time with their mom than they otherwise might. How much healthier is it for them to be spending time with you working on this versus, say, everyone's in their own corners looking at screens on Netflix or whatever, right? Like it creates that dynamic in your home, those intangibles that I've had the benefit, Marvellyn, of seeing over 2 decades. Our kids just have a different kind of relationship with each other, with us, because we've spent time in the trenches. It wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. We've made very difficult business decisions in front of our kids. We've tried things that just didn't work. We've tried a bunch of stuff that didn't work. But that journey and the benefit of going through that as a family and then celebrating together when it does work, I'm telling you, your kids are going to be so much better for the time spent. So when I call it a ministry, it's about more than just helping you put some money in the bank. And I think you've picked up on that. And what I love too, Marvellyn, is I can see you are on a leadership trajectory. We all are. If you're succeeding in business, you're on a leadership trajectory. I can't wait to see how that energy gets poured back into this community and what opportunities it opens for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be so amazed to to be able to lead others. I mean, I just want to share what I've learned from my heart, pour into some other person. Like you said, it's a ministry. It's what I would love to do, to serve in that area.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. It's inevitable as your time allows and as the right season of life presents itself. It's inevitable because that's how we do what we do here. We teach, we grow, we learn, we bring others along on the journey. And as Christians, again, it's a very familiar concept. It's discipleship, right? It's like, that's what we do.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So you apply that to business, it's the same thing. It's, you're green, you're kind of clueless, you're new to all of this, you're maybe excited. Let's make sure we do this the right way. Let's get methodical. Let's cover the basics. Are you reading your Bible? Are you praying? Are you hanging out with others? It's all the same thing here. Are you continuing to learn, continuing to grow, building relationships? Setting goals on the horizon, working towards them, right? Beautiful. Well, what else is on your mind? I think this has been a great episode, Marvellyn. I want to hear what else is on your mind. If you got any questions for me or anything else you were hoping to share with the listeners today, you've already poured a ton of value into this episode. But what else was on your mind today, if anything?
I was just wondering where we're going next year. If that's a question for the conference.
Oh, the conference. I'm getting that question a lot lately. Oh, I wish I knew. Yeah, we've
still in the works. Yeah.
We've done it many, many years in a row now. It's the longest running Amazon seller conference in the world. Theprovenconference.com will have updates as I know them. We don't have anything nailed down yet. It's going to be summer of 2026 at the soonest. And that's really all I can tell you at this point. I wish I knew more. I have an email from Mary just today where she's waiting on a very key decision we have to make. And I haven't got clarity. So you know what? I would say pray for clarity over what this event is supposed to be, where it's supposed to be, what venue and the timing. because right now there is a lack of clarity on exactly what needs to happen next for that event.
Okay.
So it is an incredible event. But it's
I will
also,
put it in my prayers for
absolutely,
sure.
I appreciate that. It's a significant undertaking, and it can be a bit of a distraction for the leadership team, because we're not an event organization company. We're e-commerce Amazon sellers with busy businesses, and we do education too. But it's not just a 3-day event for us. For us, it's many, many months of planning and expenses and things to consider. So yeah, keep it in prayer. And
I will.
And that goes for the listeners today too, who think, "Oh man, I'd love to be a part of that conference again, or come see what you're talking about." It's a big undertaking, but appreciate you asking. Yeah. Anything else on your mind though, Marvellyn, before we wind down?
Everybody, especially if you have not been to the conference, I do not plan to miss it anymore. It's really life-changing. It's a life-changing event. It's just, when you go there, it's just a different atmosphere. Everybody is willing to pour out what they know, what they have to us who are still there, coming to learn. Even those of us, whatever we learn, everybody is just willing to pour out. It's really a very, very beautiful time to be out there, to network with other people, like-minded people. And I must mention that the first day of the conference I'm never going to miss that part. Like, having praise and worship in a conference, I've never seen that before. And I'm just so grateful for this community. You don't want to miss it. You just want to come in and soak in that Holy Spirit so that you go through the rest of the conference in a smooth and easy and you get everything successful way. Yeah. So I'm just going to encourage everybody, if you have never attended a conference, definitely plan on attending this coming one. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Keep an eye on theprovenconference.com. And yeah, you mentioned the praise. We have the optional praise and worship night 1 before the event starts. We've done that the last several years. And yeah, it's just a way of, I figure if you read in the Bible where God told the Israelites to send out the praise team ahead of the army when they were conquering new territory, right? Lead with praise. I'm like, if that's enough to bring down the walls of Jericho, well, that's a good way to start an event. Yeah. So we started doing that several years ago. And yeah, it creates those divine appointments and just that atmosphere of everyone having their head on straight. And
yes.
And yeah,
it was definitely good.
But the other thing I wanted to point out is it's not the same by any means, but it's as close as you can get. The virtual atmosphere inside of our Facebook group reflects a lot of that. We've got a lot of really good people who really care, who want to help you succeed. It's completely free. If you haven't experienced it yet, get in there. There's a link at silentjimdotcom to our Facebook group. There's about 82,000 or so of us in there. And we care. We want you to succeed. We're there. Yes. So in the meantime, in between conferences, now, it doesn't replace having local, real relationships by any means, but it's a place where you can go where people celebrate your business success. They encourage you on your next step forward. I love to see those posts from new sellers, for example. Hey, I had my first $15 sale today. And you get 150 people congratulating them and encouraging them. It's just a special atmosphere for sure. But, well, Marvellyn, great episode. Thank you for giving me some of your valuable time. I feel so much encouragement from this. I'm sure the people who listen to this will as well. So God bless you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm really honored to be here. I'm glad.
Well, you're an encourager at heart, and I think you're going to be doing a lot more of that in the future, is my instinct. It's an honor to have you in our community. Tell your family I said thank you for loaning you to us for a few minutes.
I will. Thank you so much.
Let me speak to the listeners who joined us today. If you were encouraged by Marvellyn and her story, and maybe you haven't heard many of our episodes before, I've got really good news for you. We don't just have a few episodes like this. We've got hundreds. We're well over 1,000 episodes at this point on our podcast. Hundreds of those episodes are conversations like this with students of the Proven Amazon course, which is where I'm going to encourage you to go if you want to get started building your own business e-commerce journey, starting with Amazon, which is where we're very excited to start today with all of our new students. That's where we encourage them to go, because that's where half of all e-commerce activity is. That's where the opportunity is. That's where we want to take you as your starting point. And on behalf of the whole team that puts these episodes together and our great special guest today, Marvellyn, once again, thank you, my friend. Marvellyn, you did so good.
Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate it.
We're honored to serve through this podcast. We have more great episodes for you coming very soon. Scroll back in time, listen to a few more shows if you're new around here. I think you'll be encouraged. We'll have more good stuff for you very soon. God bless. Until then. Hey, thanks for joining us today. I've got one last announcement. It's a thank you to our sponsor today, Seller Board. You can find them at silentjimdotcom/numbers. Hey, seller, if you want to know your true profits, Seller Board tracks every fee, refund, the shifting cost of goods, plus a full reseller workflow. Everything from scanning in store to shipping your FBA shipments. Pricing starts as little as $15. And if you use the link I gave you, you get 2 months of a free trial. Get started at silentjim.com/numbers. Thanks for listening today. We'll have another great episode for you very soon.